everybody. Good afternoon to you. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. It's about 5:30 right now, and I've gotten some stuff done. I did manage to make it over to Mr. Snowflake's channel because he was doing a premiere of a video about Amberlynn, Reid, and Tommy. And I watched a good portion of it. I couldn't watch all of it at once because I had things to do. But Mr. Snowflake did an amazing job putting everything into a timeline. And just the bit I saw of his video, I was like, oh my God. I thought things were dark, but they're even darker than I could have possibly imagined. Finding out that the communications that were going on between Tommy and Amber, they have been going on for months, literal months. And to also find out that it feels like Amber and Tommy were waiting for Tommy's girlfriend to pass away so they could go public with their relationship is just sick. Absolutely sick. You know, I react to Chantal, and Chantal has done a variety of things that are disgusting, that are disturbing, and I'm used to Chantal's dirty and disgusting. But the video that Mr. Snowflake put together, I kept thinking to myself, I just want to throw up. I really just want to throw up. I feel sick to my stomach. This is so incredibly dark and disturbing. I literally want to throw up. This is so bad. I mean, I thought Chantal's situation, getting on YouTube and doing the feeder content on YouTube where it doesn't belong, was bad. This is 1,000 times worse. Like all the details put together in a timeline, it is disturbing. So, warning to anybody watching this react, for those of you that you are sensitive to coarse language, if you don't like it, I understand. I respect that. Some people just don't like the coarse language. Warning, I might be using a lot of it. I'm just letting you know right now, in case you don't want to hear it. Also, I'm absolutely certain that this react, there's going to be parts of it that you might find really, really disturbing. And if you feel like it is triggering you in some way, if it's really upsetting you in some way, please protect your emotional, mental health. Turn off the video and don't watch the rest of it. I totally get it. I will totally understand. But I'm going to react to this simply because this whole thing with Amber and Chantal both bringing the feeder thing to YouTube, it is inappropriate. It is dark. It is disturbing. And the feeder stuff doesn't belong on YouTube. I don't care in what context. I don't care in what form or fashion or what angle is taken. I don't care if they just want to make an interesting story arc to make money. It doesn't belong here. That's an adult fetish that belongs on an adult forum where only adults can see it and access it and either subscribe or not subscribe, but it doesn't belong on YouTube. And Chantal's on her end doing the feeder stuff with her mukbangs, and Amber has decided she wants to hook up with a straight up extreme feeder and make that part of her channel somehow. And I've said, and I will continue to say, that I think that Amber and Tommy are definitely not done. I will die on that hill, but before I die on that hill, I'll make a campfire, I will roast marshmallows, and I'll set up a tent and stay there a while. And after seeing parts of Mr. Snowflake's video, yeah, they're definitely not done. Because you don't sit there and wait to be with somebody and chase them back and forth just to let them go. Just because Girl World finds out all about their shady, shisty past. They're not done, y'all. Amber's just mad that people found out all about Tommy. And now she's over there angry, puffing out her cheeks, trying to find a way to reframe it to maybe someone will accept her. We're not going to accept Tommy, Amber. Girl world is not going to accept Tommy. We know too much. We've seen too much. We've seen all the pictures. We've seen all the tweets. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. No, you can have her in the background if you want her. We're not going to accept her here. She can't sit with us. And since you are over there talking to her, waiting for the ex-girlfriend to pass away, you can't sit with us either. Go away. So I'm going to get started with this react. Before we do, though, I'm going to try to buffer what you guys are about to see. We're going to go straight to Twitter first, and I'm going to show you guys some positive things, some things that might make you smile, because the video itself from Mr. Snowflake is disturbing. So let's just provide a little bit of a buffer, if we can, to make it more palatable, if you will. All right. Because it's disturbing. I was just like watching it going, this is so bad. This is so bad. I just want to throw up. This is so awful. Ugh. Well, let's go to Twitter. Look at some positive stuff on Twitter. Okay, let's just get that done. All right. So let's start here. For anybody who is on Twitter that wants to follow me on Twitter, my handle is Wild Girl Sarah. Okay, we're going to start out with something not so positive just because I found it just a few seconds ago. Autumn Fairy says, how can we mistake this person as a feeder? The hand on the belly with a big smile like she's proud of what she's done. No, that means nothing. Just haters wanting to ruin ALR's life. You know what, Amber? I wouldn't warn you now if I saw you with a blank. So that's no disrespect to the ex-girlfriend who's no longer here. Please, no one harass her family. I'm sure that they're still grieving over this young lady. But yeah, we see you, Tommy. It seems like you've got to type. And you've got to type with a purpose. You're not just going after the bigger ladies. There are other reasons behind it. Fetish reasons, maybe money reasons. I don't know. But you're disgusting. You're so disgusting. Okay, something positive. Let's switch to the positive. Post of cats. I don't think he appreciated that comment. So the comment is, the cat's not funny. It's a nuisance. And the cat bringing out his son that says, F off. Go, kitty. All right, from Science Girl saying hello. So we've got a kitty meeting up with a deer. They just want to be friends. That's so sweet. What area is this that the deer just comes into the yard like that? I think that would be awesome to walk outside and there's a deer just staring you straight in the face. All right, from Giga-based Dad. Little known facts. The bee lives less than 40 days, visits at least 1,000 flowers, and produces less than a teaspoon of honey. For us, it is only a teaspoon of honey, but for the bee, it is a life. Thank you, bees. Yes, thank you for all of your service, bees, because you do all the pollination. Without pollination, where would we be? Well, how could we eat? So bees are the hard workers that never get enough thank yous, so I'm giving a thank you. Perfectly Imperfect says, facts. Toxic people will not be changed by your kindness. You just have to move away and allow their life to be their education. True. So true. You can't change a toxic person. All you can do is get away and save yourself. I know that from experience. All right, nature is amazing. The little fellow is saying to the doggy, let me dig, man. So I guess it's a gopher. And the dog's like, look, I know you're trying to dig a hole, but if you let me help you, I can make it faster. And then the gopher's like, screw off. I know what I'm doing. The gopher's like, just leave me alone, bro. I know what's up. That's funny. Post of Cats, the Void Distribution Center. Look at all those beautiful black cats. I love black cats. And they got such a bad rep. A lot of people think that black cats are bad luck. That is absolutely not true. They are not bad luck. They can be extremely loving. No different than any other cat. Like, so I don't know why they got the bad rap just because of the color of their fur. So anybody out there that you got bad feelings about black cats, what's wrong with you? It's a cat with dark colored fur. There's nothing wrong with it. Little known fact about black cats and pet shelters. Did y'all know that pet shelters right about Halloween, they don't adopt out black cats just because around about that time people might do really evil things with the cats, so they just don't adopt out about that time. Look at all the kitties. All right, post of cats. His soul is orange. Look at a floof. Floofy boy. The sweet, lazy first cat that made me want to get a second. Is that like a ragamuffin or a ragdoll cat? Because they are that big. They get that floofy. And ragdoll cats and ragamuffins are so mellow. Ragdoll cats got their name because you pick them up and they lay in your arms like a ragdoll. But look at the floof. Look at all that floof. I like the floof. The only bad thing about the floof is that sometimes the floof, you got to be on top of their mats. They can get matted. You got to brush them a lot, but they're floofy. Look at the floof. All right, nature is amazing. Life lessons from a dog. Today, my dog and I went to the beach, and I caught her in like just having a moment. The dog's got the right idea. Absolute right idea. We should all be like this dog. Just take a moment to yourself, look at the sun, breathe in the air. I mean, be like this dog. Okay, from the best, flock of lost sheep trots behind a confused runner as she accidentally becomes their leader. These poor sheep. There must be a farm or something nearby, and these sheep are just absolutely lost. And that's a lot of them. I hope that whatever farm or ranch that these sheep belong to, that they found the sheep. But this poor runner's like, what do I do? I have all of these lost sheep. I don't even know what to do about this. So I'm praying that the sheep found their home again. Poor things. All right, nature is amazing. His happiness after he finally did it. So his little mini horse, mini pony. He's like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. Jump, 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 jump. Yay! Ah, he's adorable. You did it, buddy. You did it. Okay, now this guy is a legend. The Arizona iced tea founder is a legend. You want to know why? Let me read to you why. Arizona iced tea founder explains why he'll never increase the 99-cent price of his tea. Quote, we're successful, we're debt-free, we own everything. Why? Why have people who are having a hard time paying their rent have to pay more for their drink? Maybe it's my way to give back. I love this guy already. I love his philosophy. What an awesome guy. He's like, look, I'm already doing well. Like, why am I going to be a jerk and raise the price of my drink? I'm going to keep it exactly where it is. 2 thumbs up to you, sir. And you know what? Just because you said that, I think from now on, I will buy some Arizona iced tea in your honor. I'm drinking coffee right now, but I like the way you think. I wish more people would think like you. You know, just acknowledge the fact that there are so many people in the world that they're hurting. They're just trying to pay their rent and their bills and not raise the price of things. It doesn't help anything. Okay, post of cats. He buries the coffee because he doesn't like the smell. What's in that coffee the cat doesn't like? The cat is mistaken the coffee for poo. What kind of coffee is this that the cat's like, it doesn't smell very nice? My cat's never done that with my coffee. Is that like a mushroom tea? And it smells kind of fungus-like? I mean, what is going on here? I've never seen a cat do that. Science girl, octopus meets a human resting on a rock. That'd be kind of a cool encounter. So you got Leviathan saying hi. Imagine a octopus wrapping itself around your foot. What a cool once-in-a-lifetime encounter. And post of cats, we got a big floof in the water. Not all cats hate water, y'all. Some cats absolutely love the water, like Maine Coons. Maine Coons like the water. And apparently this breed does too, whatever that is. He's a big old floof. He's like, I'm just cooling off, minding my business. Now, this is beautiful from Bootin' Vegan. Cat found the perfect spot. Aww. Kitty found a statue to curl up in. How adorable. What a rare moment. The Dalbo dog says, so very true. First we steal your heart, then we steal your bed and sofa. Yeah, pets take over your life. You know what? If you're a cat person, I don't know about y'all, but my cat runs my life, literally. Like, she tells me when to get up and she tells me when to go to bed. I'm not even joking. She tells me when to go to sleep. She'll keep at me until I go to bed because she wants to curl up underneath the covers with me. They just take over and tell you what to do. Mionk, 5-star rated neck pillow. How does the cat lay like that? How does the cat do that? That is so awesome. Okay, this is from Post of Cats. The car is beeping. Let's listen. That is so adorable. This cat is meowing and purring all at the same time. It's coming out like chirping. I love it. I love how cats can vocalize. Okay, this is from Perfectly Imperfect saying, this is a great catch. Also from Kelly. And this is part of the video that we're about to watch. Kelly says, in my opinion, most of girl world does not believe Amber is telling the truth. I believe Slami just might already be living with her. This is just a clip, but if you watch this video, she looks to that side quite often. I can't wait to see you get bigger. So let's watch the clip, courtesy of Kelly, Perfectly Imperfect, and Mr. Snowflake.
But because of this, me and now my ex, we're not together anymore.
Did she just point? I didn't notice this when I was filming, because when I'm...
You know what? I'm going to blow this up so we can see the moment happen because it was so quick.
But because of this, me and...
There it is right there. So she's talking about her ex. If her ex wasn't there, why is she pointing at her? She's looking over in this direction and pointing. But if there's nobody else in the house, if the ex isn't there, why would she look at that person and point? Make it make sense.
Now my ex, we're not together anymore.
Did she just point? I didn't notice this when I was filming, because when I'm filming, I'm like, right, quick, try and think of something funny to say. But here, watch. Did you see a motion towards the left? Watch.
This, me and now...
There she goes again, pointing. If there's nobody else in the room with you, then you're not going to look over to the side and point at somebody. You're going to look at the camera and talk about your ex because your ex is not there. So who's there?
I'm my ex.
Did you just point over to her ex?
Yes, sir, she did.
She looked at her and then did that? Didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
But because of this, me and...
There we go again. That's a bigger picture. What are you pointing at, Amber? Busted.
Now my ex, we're not together anymore, and...
now my ex, we're not together anymore.
Yeah, so that was a moment. That was a moment. Sure was. Okay, guys, like that was like the brief buffer that I could offer you before we get into this video. And like I said, it is highly, highly disturbing. Like when you watch this story, you put the timeline together, like all the bits and pieces of the puzzle coming together and snapping together. It's so disturbing. It's so disturbing. It's so dark. It has to do with, okay. It has to do, there's a lot of talk of feederism in here. This is just diabolical. Like I said, I just want to throw up watching this. Before we get into the video, though, let's get into the comments real quick. Some of the comments left on Mr. Snowflake's video. Let's see. Haley Quinn says, I absolutely called that Tommy was Valentine, but the time frame evidence is so damning. There's no way that's coincidence. My Road says she can never be told no, not even by herself. She finally found someone who won't tell her no. River says Tommy is Valentine, and ALR killed her off because people were going to find out she was talking to ALR before/after her girlfriend's passing. That's my conspiracy theory. Let's see. Bob Smith says Amber could give a crap less if Tommy was with someone when they were talking. She's done it before to her past caretake girlfriends. Let's see. See Me Tree says, this is disgusting even for Amber. If she knew about the ex who was in the hospital, it makes me feel sick. All right. Fairy Nim says, Karina also suggested the friends that came for a visit were actually Alexis and Tommy. They both live in Michigan, both work in healthcare. Alexis definitely introduced them. This is so sick. What a tangled web we weave when we want to deceive. What is going... So if they both work in healthcare, you've got two healthcare workers that have this twisted ass fetish with the feederism, even though they're in healthcare. So bizarre. So twisted. It's so freaking evil. God. This is Lewis saying, what if all the gifts that Amber got from Emily, Valentine, Tommy were bought with the deceased girlfriend's money? I really hope that's not true. That would just be another level of nasty. Kathy B says, Amber's two biggest problems are that she thinks she's smarter than everybody and she can't keep her mouth shut. She's too ignorant to even know when she's giving out personal details about her girlfriends until it blows up in her face. Then she blames the people that heard her give out the details. Her live streams are hilarious because she literally can't think fast enough to come up with a believable lie. Yeah, her and Foodie are both bad liars, and yet they continue to lie. They just won't stop. Let's see. Regan says she cried over every single breakup on camera except Valentine, almost. She did the same thing with Jade, introduced her as a partner under a fake name, and broke up right before she moved Jade in. She messed up then too because she completely glossed over the breakup. That's how she got caught up in the lie and admitted Jade was the same girl she's been dating online. This time she made a breakup video and she didn't cry. She didn't give many specifics. It didn't make any sense at the time, but in hindsight, what she said fit eerily with someone who's in love with someone who has a wife who's passing away. She had to make it a new relationship to hide her girlfriend's infidelity. Imagine making a TikTok about you being with the mistress addressing your lover's girlfriend, putting it in her face, and your lover's girlfriend is literally on her deathbed in a nursing home. Yeah, just foul ball on the play, foul. Jackie says, if this is true, no wonder Amber is so angry in her last upload. We figured it out and she's mad because this was a long con and Amber never has to work for anything. Yeah, I think she just had everything in the works to bring Tommy online on her channel and make it into a whole new story arc and maybe take the crown away from Chantal. And then everybody found out about everything regarding Tommy, and that just totally messed up her plans. Now, because everybody knows she can't show Tommy on camera, and if she does, it's going to damage her channel. And her income is YouTube. There are no side hustles. There are no side businesses. If she brings Tommy on camera and it damages her channel and her income, she's screwed. So now she's like, now what? I really like this person, but this person's got a very sick past. How do I reframe this to where I can keep her in my life, make her a part of my channel, and my entire audience not, riot in the streets over it. All right, so that's some of the comments. So let's get into the video itself. And like I said, this is going to be really disturbing, y'all. Really disturbing. And if you got to bow out, I totally get it. I might be using some coarse language, but I just, it's shocking. It's darker than I thought. I had no idea that this crap was going on this long, or that the rabbit hole went this deep. But hey, you know what? I've already jumped in the hole. Might as well go all the way to the bottom. So let's do this together. And much thanks to Mr. Snowflake for putting all this stuff together in a timeline. So thank you, sir. And I'll leave a link for his original video down in the description for anybody who doesn't know about Mr. Snowflake, who wants to be part of his channel. Please go check him out. He does wonderful videos. So let's get started.
Like, yes, she has a specific type. Like, if you guys knew the full story, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. But you don't, and you'll never know. And I know there's still like a chunk of you who is like, Valentine wasn't even real. Valentine was very real.
Amber is a liar. She's been a liar the whole time we've known her on YouTube.
I lied to people. I lied here. I lied about that. I lied so hard, you guys, you wouldn't believe it.
One of her most recent lies, or what I think could be a lie, is that her two latest girlfriends, Tommy and the one before Valentine, are two different people. I think it's the same person. I could be wrong, but I think it is. Amber's already done this storyline of two girlfriends really being one.
Wifey number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are all the same person.
Yeah, she's done it before. She gave the name away of Wifey. People found out her information, and then she came on camera saying, we've broken up, and then instantly found a new girlfriend. So she's already done this lie once.
Yeah, and you know what? That by itself raises a red flag. When you got someone like Amber who's toxic, who is annoying, who is straight up ignorant, when she's sitting there claiming, oh, I found a new girlfriend in days, it makes you take a moment and pause. You know, like, how is she finding these ladies so fast? What is going on here? How do you go from dating one person to dating another person and there's barely any lapse in time in between? Either you're lying about these relationships or you're jumping in way too fast, girl. Way too fast. There's a name for that, you know. It's called rebound. You know, the thing about rebound relationships is that they rarely ever last. Because you're not giving yourself time to grieve and mourn the last relationship and heal yourself before you jump into another one. You're trying to get past the painful period of the heartbreak and the sadness by going into the next new one. But all that does is create problems because you're missing and thinking about the person that you just let go of. At the same time, you're trying to make something new with somebody else. It's always going to be a problem. But Amber, though, over there being problematic, and she's just hopping from person to person to person, red flag on the play.
Like, I don't know, this whole Jade situation, like, it's become so crazy. It's like, y'all have created an imaginary girlfriend for me, and I just really appreciate that. I love that for me.
So on the 4th of July, 2023, Wifey breaks, even though she said it was mutual, Wifey breaks up with Amber, and a few months later, Amber finds a new love interest.
Sorry, I've just... Sorry. Who are you texting? A friend? Someone said I'm texting Bae. Texting Bae. She's so silly. Oh my God, stop. That is not, oh my God, that's not happening. I don't have a Bae. Someone said you can't text at work. Okay. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I have a business call. Hold on. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Oh my God, kill me now. No, I do not have a new girlfriend. I promise. Promise. Girl trying to hold back a smile. I promise. Y'all, no. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Have I met
as far as a new girlfriend, whether it's Tommy or somebody else, there's always the option to keep things private, right? You got the girls, they're always complaining about, oh, I'm allowed to have a private life and you guys don't need to know all the details. At the same time, they come on camera and reveal all the details because they want everybody to know that they're with somebody. Rather than do like a normal person and do the YouTube thing, but if you have a family or a girlfriend or something else going on that you just want to keep private, just keep it freaking private. But Amber and Foodie, they're both just determined to show people that they're desirable, that they're worth something, and they have to be with somebody. They both just have this way of thinking of, if you're alone, then maybe you're not worth as much as someone that's in a relationship. Like, you need a relationship to be of value, and you don't. You just don't. But I think both Foodie and Amber, it goes beyond being with somebody for a sense of self-worth. They are both at a physical size with limited mobility that they both need a sort of caretaker around to help them do even simple things. And rather than pay for a real caretaker, which would be expensive, they find some random nobody, pull them into their life, have them live with them, pay them in chicken McNuggets, and that saves them a bunch of money paying a real RN or a real caretaker.
met someone romantically? I have. There it is. I have. You can never be single. It's not like that I can never be single. It's just like, it just happens type style. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, it just happens. Like, I was just minding my business, doing my nails, getting a pedicure, and I just happened to get into a relationship. Oh, you weren't seeking it out at all, right, Amber? You weren't hopping in somebody's DMs. Nobody was hopping in your DMs. You weren't engaging them in conversation. It just happened. You just woke up and boom, you're in a relationship. Make it make sense, girl. Come on.
What are you hiding? I don't know. I just feel like a lot is just going on and a lot that I'm like not allowed to say. Am I going to have a long distance relationship type deal? I'll answer that some other time. How did you guys meet? Like an online moment? Is she a femme or mask? Stop. Not a femme. No. Everyone has their like type. I like more of like a mask energy type style. These studs are lined up for you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But I only have eyes for one person. I can't wait to see the new girlfriend reveal. Oh my God. Like literally, y'all are going to be shocked. Oh, you guys are going to be so shocked. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah.
So a few months after Feline, a few months of doing TikTok thirst traps to attract a new victim mate, I'll be kind, a new mate, she finds somebody, and it's really good, going really well for about 5 days.
If you guys watch my live stream, I don't know, I feel like I share too much. I feel like I share too much and too little all at the same time, and none of it adds up for me. So, but I was talking to someone and things were pretty serious, I'm not gonna lie, but it's no longer a thing anymore, and I just wanted to let people know that. I don't know, like the person I was talking to, it just seemed really like real and authentic and just like amazing, and they wanted me to talk about them on my live stream, and we decided to like kind of end things today, and there's a lot of like backstory behind it, and not everything is black and white. There's a huge gray area. So yeah, it's not a thing anymore. We had planned on meeting. It was like a whole moment. It was like a really deep connection, and it was really nice. And
Can I just give my thoughts right here about the Amber, Tommy, and the girlfriend that just passed? Let's take the feeder aspect out of it. Let's take the feederism aspect out of it. and just pretend it doesn't exist when it does, because it is a factor in all of this mess. But for the moment, let's just take it out. And let's think in realistic terms for just a moment. Even if Amber and Tommy were talking, even if Amber and Tommy was not a feeder, and the ex-girlfriend was not an extreme feedie, in normal circumstances, if you're someone and you have a girlfriend and something happens to her and then she passes away, if the love was real, if the relationship was real, I would think that it would be a healthy thing, a realistic thing, that after the passing of that person, the surviving partner would take their time in mourning and grieving, not just the end of the relationship, but the end of the life of the person that they loved. It's just jumping into a relationship right after the death of a partner is just, it's abnormal. It makes no sense. It kind of points in the direction that you really didn't love the person who passed away. Like if you're just moving on that fast, and you guys are going to see that Amber and Tommy, they were moving like ultra fast and literally waiting for this ex-girlfriend to pass away so they could be with each other publicly. And that's just sick. It's sick.
I think we both realized that it's probably not a good idea because of some of the things that is like happening in their life or whatever. And it does suck. That's why I'm actually really sad today. And like I was crying earlier. And
This was weird. It didn't really make any sense. She shared too much information. She said too much stuff about the new love interest, she said, but she didn't. All she said was there was a new love interest. And the woman she was talking about wanted Amber to talk about it on the live stream. So it didn't make sense. And like Judge Judy says, if it doesn't make sense, then it's not true.
Yeah, like that part kind of like maybe scratched my head for a second. Like, why would the woman that she's talking to want Amber to talk about her on her channel? Like you're not even in the picture, girl. We can't even see your face yet. You're not even a thing on Amber's channel. Like you're talking to her on the personal through DMs and you're doing the phone conversations. But why do you want Amber to talk about you? Unless you are an individual that you are looking for clout. You're looking for absolute clout. You're looking for attention. And Tommy was caught hopping in the DMs of more than one very plus size lady. Like just making the rounds. And specifically seeking out the ladies of a bigger size that possibly had money. They had a big social media following. Purposely like picking them out of the crowd. And playing the part of the smooth operator and talking them all up to see which fish would bite. And Amber, being the thirsty, hungry, dehydrated person that she is, of course she's going to respond because she wants a partner. And bonus, she found a partner that is not going to say anything about her gaining weight, is not going to stop her from eating or give her a headache about it. Oh no, this person, Tommy, is going to promote her eating more. And that's what has got everybody up in arms. Amber's not a nice person. She never has been. She's always been a great big old manipulative liar. So she's choosing this person, and now she knows all about Tommy. But I got a feeling it's already a done deal. That Tommy is either moved in already or gonna move in. Like this thing is not over.
It's not true. So I think their little love affair did quickly come to an end, but it wasn't because she shared too much info. That was a lie. That was a lie.
Yeah.
Anyway, 8 days after it went tits up, Amber uploaded this.
I don't know how it happened, but I did fall in love with someone else. I am still actively in love with this person. I am not with them though. Again, that's just more like personal things, but I do love them. They're truly, honestly, one of the most amazing people that I've ever known. It's just like hard to talk about it right now, so I'm not really going to, but feelings happen. I don't know how it happened. It literally just happened. And normally that's how falling in love happens.
You know what though, Amber? Like you talked about having this online relationship. And if you're someone and you talk to somebody online, you can get a good sense of who they are online, but you don't know the total sense until you meet them in person and spend significant amounts of time with them. Because anybody online can tell you anything about themselves, and what choice are you going to have but to believe them? So you tend to fall in love with people before you even meet them. And you decide in your head, I'm already in love. There's no maybe about this. This is me being in love. I want this person. That's it. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about who they are when they have their bad days. You love the idea of being in love. You want to be in a relationship. You want to take someone, make them into your girlfriend / caretaker / errand runner. Like you are just hot fired over that. You're in a hurry. You're in such a hurry to be in a relationship. And you wonder why your relationships suck.
Next thing you know, you're like, oh, hot damn, I'm in love with this person. And so I'm actively in love with 2 people at once.
She can't.
Put the brakes on. What did you just say? I am in love with 2 people at once, and you're in love with neither of them. Lady, you can't be in love with 2 people at once. How can you be totally in love with 2 people at once? What do you mean? What are you talking about? That is so stupid. I'm in love with 2 people at once. No. You're playing the odds. You may have your sights focused on either one. You've got your chips on 2 different numbers. And if one doesn't work out, then the other one will. Keeping both doors open. If one closes, that's okay because there's another one still open. I'm in love with 2 people at once. And you're not really in love.
And Stan being single, and she still loved her, so why weren't they a couple?
There's a lot of things behind the scenes, and it's just been a very interesting experience. I will say that.
Things behind the scenes, she says. Now, if we think this person she's talking about is Tommy and Valentine, is the same person, we know that Tommy was in a relationship with somebody. So that would explain why Amber's in love, but they can't be together. She's got stuff going on. The girl, she's got stuff going on. That would explain that. Amber
and that kind of makes sense, Mr. Snowflake, because if there wasn't stuff going on, we know Amber pretty good. You know, she's got her patterns. If this person, Tommy, were totally unencumbered, Amber would have Tommy moved in a heartbeat. She would say, pack a suitcase and come on down. I'm ready for you now. But if they can't be together at that moment, what's stopping Tommy from being with Amber? What is it? Is it a girlfriend? Is it what's going on that Tommy can't just pack up and go right then and there?
Really wanted to be in a relationship with this person. She was in love with her, but because of reasons, they couldn't be together. But this is what Amber always does. She gives us pockets of information. So you don't really know what's happening. So people are speculating, and then she gets annoyed. People speculate because she only gives you pockets of information. But it definitely sounded like Amber wanted to be in a relationship, and there was something from the other side stopping that. And a week later after this, she was still in love with her.
And a lot of people are also confused of like, who are you in love with? Like, what's happening? Are you in love with the person you talked about on your last live stream? And yes, that is who it is. The last question is, how did Feline find out that you were in love with someone else? Well, she figured it out herself. She said that she could tell, and I'm not going to lie to her. So I was honest, and I said, yeah.
Now, around this time, Amber started doing a lot of TikToks showing a lot of her body. And the TikToks are...
Oh, that's telling. So, look, I may be reaching. Let me reach for a second. So she was with Feline. I don't know if Feline was giving Amber issue about her weight, about her health, urging her to get healthy, and Amber just didn't want to hear it. But we pretty much know Tommy's stance on the bigger girls, and and the fetish stuff? Could it be that Amber decided, you know what, I could be with Tommy and do what I want, and Tommy won't stand in my way? And then here she is doing the TikTok, showing off her body, maybe appealing to Tommy.
A subtle way, well, that's a subtle way to tell our audience things, to let them know what's happening in our life. She did a TikTok that I'm convinced is for the love interest, because one of the lyrics is, "Tell your bitch I said hello, baby. Does she even know about you calling up my phone?" I think Amber's making that TikTok for the latest love interest. I think Amber is clearly the other woman in this relationship, the mistress, if you like. I think she's definitely the other woman here. Anyway, a month after telling us she was still in love, she then told us this.
Are you looking for a girlfriend right now? No. I want to be single. I don't want to be in a relationship. It's not something that like I'm looking for, which is crazy because it's like I feel like I've always been in a relationship or just like looking for one. There is some love life drama behind the scenes that I'm not going to talk about. Things that I do deal with on a day-to-day basis.
First of all, she never wants to be single.
That's true. She never wants to be single. This is all just lip service. When has Amberlynn Reid ever said, you know what, I just want to be single? I just want to get myself together. I don't want to deal with other people. Never, ever has she said that. Never, ever has she thought that. Would it be healthy for her to be alone and figure her stuff out? Yeah. Could she physically do it? Probably not. I don't think she's at a size where she could be completely independent without an assistant of some kind. But she is so codependent on other people being there to take care of her. Like, she literally can't go without someone being around.
So there's a lie. There's lie one.
Yep.
And love life drama behind the scenes. She's clearly still talking about the first love interest she mentioned about a month ago. She wants to be in a relationship, but it just can't happen. And she won't explain why. But it's because the other person was seeing somebody else. We now know that Tommy was in a relationship with somebody, so that would explain everything. Amber wants to be in a relationship and she can't. What it also looked like to me was the love interest was going back and forth on how she felt about Amber, how serious she thought it was. Sometimes, yeah, I really like Amber. Sometimes I like the other girlfriend more.
You know what, Mr. Snowflake, I'm just having to wonder, this individual Tommy. To me, she feels like someone with the extreme feeder fetish. I don't know her whole deal. I don't know all the details. The details that I do know are stomach turning. It just feels like perhaps she hooks on to the bigger ladies and promotes them to be the feedies and participate in the feeder fetish with her. Essentially, Tommy using the whole feeder fetish thing as a way to get control over these women, to get attention for herself, and to latch on to these ladies because they might have a following, which means they're making money. There's multiple layers to that cake, like multiple purposes. But it seems like Tommy does have a track record of hopping into a lot of different people's DMs, not just focusing on one person at a time, but several. You know, like going for all the fish in the pond, not just one. And Amber is just one that just happened to be there.
So I think every time that happened, Amber was like, oh, she likes me. Oh, she's not bothered now. Every time she thought the new love interest wasn't bothered, she would go running back to wifey.
I regret hurting her, like, more than anything. I hurt her after the breakup by choosing someone else over her. And
you know what, Amber, look, you suck. After watching this video from Mr. Snowflake, you absolutely fucking suck. If all of this stuff is true, and Mr. Snowflake did a fantastic job putting this together, you suck for all of this. For bringing Tommy onto YouTube in the first place, for talking about her, for waiting until the deceased girlfriend was gone before you want to bring her here publicly. You suck for that. You really, really do. Big middle fingers for that, bitch. The desperation is real. I mean, I thought Foodie was bad with the things that she's done, but you waiting for a woman to pass away so you can be with the person that they're with? Wow. I mean, that's something that Chantal's not even done yet. But you just took it there. You absolutely took it there. You're disgusting. Yes, you are.
And I kept doing that. And it's because I thought at the time I was making the right choice. Because at the time I ultimately did fall in love with someone else.
I definitely got the vibe that this love interest sometimes was interested and sometimes wasn't.
Oh my God, I just can't even believe it.
And I do think it's interesting that Tommy didn't really go all in with Amber until the ex-girlfriend had passed away. Until then, Tommy was with the ex-girlfriend. So the feeling that I'm getting, as awful as it is, as devious as it is, the feeling is, I'm going to stay over here and I'm going to milk this thing in whatever way I can until this person is gone, and then I'll move on to the next. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Sometimes today she got me this Lego that I've been wanting. I just can't. Like, how sweet is that? I literally said I had to have it. Like, tell me that isn't freaking stunning. And my Valentine, the person who got it for me, like, literally, you know how grateful and appreciative I am and like shocked. I'm just very thankful for the connection that we have right now, and like whatever is blossoming, like it just feels really good. I love you. Like, you're amazing.
It definitely seemed like Amber was on the hook with this this love interest, and it was clearly the same person she'd
relationship though, so calm down. But I have been friends with this person since September, and we have become really good friends, and like the whole time crushing on each other. We asked each other to be each other's Valentines, so that was like a cute thingy. So I'm going to be referring to her as my Valentine because I'm not going to say her name just out of respect, but she is one of my very best friends. But we, like, I was going to say low-key like each other, but it's high-key at this point.
friends with this person since September, crushing on each other, whatever that means, but not in a relationship.
But yeah, definitely not moving fast. This is actually the slowest I have ever in my life moved.
And you have to wonder why she was moving quote unquote slow. Amber is a lot like Foodie. Neither one of them can slow things down and be patient. If things are moving slow, it's because there's something in the way. There's some kind of obstacle that they can't move out of the way yet. If there's no obstacle, they move hyper fast.
With someone that I'm interested in. So props to me for doing that. Like, this girly pop taking it slow.
Props to me for taking it slow. She had to take it slow. She had no other choice. The woman was in a relationship.
Yeah.
Tommy was in a relationship. Amber doesn't ever take things slow. She falls in love after 2 minutes on the phone. She moves in with people she's never met before. She doesn't really know. She doesn't take things slow.
No.
Unless she has to. She was as close to being...
Yeah, like her and Foodie both, they move hyper fast. They both talk about how much they want to be in love and they want a relationship, and yet they will not do what they need to do to get quality love. First of all, they will not love themselves and respect themselves and take care of themselves. Secondly, when it comes to a relationship with a person outside of themselves, just take the doggone time and get to know that person. If they are the right one, if they are the real one, they'll wait around for you. There's no rush. There's no rush to be in love. Taking your time means that you're just making sure that they are the right one before you let them into every room inside your heart and you unlock all the doors for them. But Amber and Chantal, they don't want to take their time. What they want to do is get somebody locked down and make sure that that person doesn't escape nor get away. It's like, I want you, therefore you're mine, therefore come here. That's the feeling.
in a relationship as she could be without actually being in a relationship. Oh, now this next clip is very, very interesting.
I have had an absolute influx of people contacting me about my exes. One has a new girlfriend, one is married. People are assuming I am single, which I get it. I am keeping things from you guys.
People were asking Amber about her ex Beck and her ex Destiny because they were both in.
And that's another telling thing with Amber. If Tommy were just some ordinary person, no past, no girlfriend, Amber would have been saying a lot more. A lot more. But if you look at someone like Amber, and she's not sharing a whole lot of details, it's not because she's respecting her own privacy and keeping things private. It's because there's something going on in the background that she don't want no one to know.
Happy relationships. So I thought at the time, I think a lot of people did, oh, has Amber made up this love interest because people have been asking her about her exes? Now, I obviously don't think she was making this person up. However, she tried to be clever.
I do have a love life, though. I very much do. I have talked about Valentine a little bit. I just want to do things a little bit differently this time. You know, not just like bombard you guys right off the bat, like, hi, you know, I have a new love interest. Like, I have talked about her, and it was before my ex got a girlfriend. It was before my ex got married.
Amber said, what'd she say? Amber said, I do have a love life. Now, Karina Kaboom has always noticed this, that Amber's very careful with a choice of language. She didn't say, I have a girlfriend, because she didn't. She said, I have a love life.
On Valentine's Day, Valentine asked me to be her girlfriend, and I did say yes, obviously. I've had a girlfriend for over 2 months now, and I've been in a relationship, and I've been happy. And I just didn't want to say anything, like, really in my vlogs yet. I just didn't feel like I needed to. I used to overshare. I used to, like, not have privacy. And it's just, as you get older, your brain works a little differently. And I've just learned sharing too much is not a good thing. But I did want to let you guys know that I am in a relationship. There's no longer single Lynn.
She claims Valentine asked her to be her girlfriend on Valentine's Day. That's not true, because she would have told us. She wouldn't have just told us she got asked to be a Valentine. She would have said, been asked to be in a relationship. So that's another Amber lie. She definitely hadn't been in a relationship for the last 2 months. Lie. Now, the clip of Amber saying, hi guys, I'm now in a relationship, is the most important clip of the entire video, because Karina Kaboom, again, she noticed that Amber's videos are 6 days behind. When we see them, they were filmed 6 days ago. Amber is 6 days behind from when she uploads. I think
that she probably learned that from Foodie. Like, Foodie has caught on to the fact that Girl World, we try to keep a timeline of events, and Chantal figured that out. So she purposely will film a bunch of stuff and put things out of context and out of time just to keep Girl World confused. And since Amber and Chantal, they talk to each other, I'm sure that Amber kind of picked that up as well.
Karina noticed the drink, a date on it.
Oh, Karina, good catch. Good catch. Good catch, ma'am. Like that's telling. You guys can see right there on the drink. May is it looks like 15th. Let me just blow that up. I want to see. I'm nosy. Okay, so it looks like May 15th or no 18th, 2024. I don't know why you would show that off, Amber. Like, see, there's a date right there, girl, but thanks for that.
The drink that Amber had bought, and it was 6 days behind from when we were seeing the video. So, when Amber uploaded a video saying, hi guys, I'm in a relationship.
But I did want to let you guys know that I am in a relationship.
What do you think happened 6 days before we saw the video? Tommy's partner passed away. Exactly 6 days before we saw Amber's upload.
Wow. So the day of the ex-girlfriend's passing, they're suddenly in a relationship. Sounds like Amber and Tommy were both waiting for that to happen before they decided to officially get together. No break in between. No time to grieve, huh, Tommy? No time to cry over the deceased girlfriend. Damn, dude. Like, she's passing away and you're not even waiting around to cry over her grave. How dare you?
Then I'm in a relationship. That's a hell of a coincidence.
Yeah.
That's a massive coincidence.
But I did want to let you guys know that I am in a relationship.
So
You know what, though? You know what, though? This is where I smile. I'm disgusted, but I'm smiling. You want to know why? The way things start out is the way things end. That is true of all things. Where you start is where you end. And Amber, you know all about Tommy. You know all about what Tommy's into. You saw the way she treated her last girlfriend, who's no longer here. So they had a relationship of some kind, an extreme feeder relationship. And this woman passed away. And she's barely had time to get cold in the ground. And already Tommy is talking to you. Even before the girlfriend is gone, she was talking to you. She was already moving on to the next before the casket got bought. And I know it's an awful thing to say, y'all, but that's what's up. Tommy was already moving on and looking at other targets while the girlfriend was in the hospital, not well, already putting the plans in place to move along as quickly as possible. And if that happened to her, Amber, it's going to happen to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we're all aware of what Tommy's into, that extreme fetish. And I don't know if that's the kind of relationship you want to have with Tommy, but if she's into that, sometimes if you're with a partner, if they're into something, to make them happy, to bond with them, you might participate in certain things to feel closer to them. And we see what she's into. So she might be able to persuade you to go even further with your bad eating. And the next thing you know, you're going to be freaking bedbound. And you're already really, really close. How much do you weigh now? Like what, 500, 600 pounds? You were taking the Ozempic and you stopped right about the time that you were talking to Tommy. Gee, I wonder why that is. But you were sitting there, you and Tommy both were waiting for this ex-girlfriend to pass so you guys could be together. What makes you think that Tommy is not going to do the same thing to you that she did to her ex-girlfriend? She's going to fatten you all the way up until you're bedbound. And then when you are bedbound, she might be on the phone or on Twitter talking to other women, lining them up for when your time comes. Girl, I'd be looking at her sideways with a bombastic side eye if I were you.
So this whole time, since September, they've been crushing on each other. But they haven't been an official couple. The first time we hear that they were an official couple is when Tommy's partner died.
Wow, that is so awful. It's like not even taking a month or a week or 3 months to grieve the passing of this woman. It's like, oh, no time to cry. Let's go. Let's get gone.
That's
like, why are you in a hurry, Tommy? What was the hurry? What was the hurry?
Wow, man, that's nuts. Since September, crushing on each other, and now they're a couple all of a sudden.
It's icky.
It's so icky.
Ew. I have the sweetest girlfriend. So she's randomly like, you have a package in your package room. And I was like, oh, I do? You guys. But it says 2/14/24, the moon when we became one. I love you. And it says, babe.
She gets her that moon gift, which at the time I thought she might have bought herself. But she got her that moon gift, and that seems more like a gift you would get a partner. She had gotten her a gift before. It was the Lego Batman set, which you get for a kid. That doesn't seem like a very coupley gift.
Girlfriend who was sick? Is that where the money came from? And is money the reason why Tommy is actively seeking out not just the bigger ladies, but the ladies who are making money? Like, is she hopping from one to the other, looking for the one who has the most money? Because I've done tarot on Tommy, and money is a motivator here. It is a big factor. So that's just what I'm thinking. It's not just about the fetish itself. It's not about the size of the person and she just likes a certain body type. The money is the motivation.
Tommy had a spare £400.
She's never asked anyone for money. She has a full-time job. She actually has a really great life.
And I also heard something very disturbing about Tommy, because I listen, I don't keep up 100% with the Amber story. I've heard from different people on my channel through the comments that Tommy does have a daughter. That this was mentioned at the funeral for the ex-girlfriend, that she has a daughter. And that she left her daughter behind to go be with Amber. And I'm absolutely disgusted to hear that if you're a mother and you have a daughter, that you're going to leave behind your child to go be with Amber. You fucking suck for that, Tommy.
She's never asked me for money. She has never talked to me about money, ever. I'm the one who actually brought it up because I was shocked by it. She's extremely independent, and I find that to be pretty attractive, not gonna lie.
So, question, if this person, Tommy, is quote unquote independent, why is there such an emphasis on finding the bigger ladies online that have the large followings and the large channels? Why is there a pattern of that? I have yet to hear about someone that Tommy had gone after that was just an ordinary person with an ordinary channel or platform and an ordinary following. I've heard about different things about, it's like different ladies and they've got the money. Why go after them if money is not a thing? It must be a thing.
Hi.
Amber claimed that she'd been in a relationship for months, but she just didn't want to bombard us with a new girlfriend, which was nonsense.
I just want to do things a little bit differently this time. You know, not just like bombard you guys right off the bat.
But now she was actually in a relationship. Now she was doing the bombarding.
Okay, so, oh, my girlfriend just messaged me. My girlfriend's calling. I spent some.
So you guys could see like how infatuated she is with Tommy. Like, she's got to mention her all the time and she's gushing over her and her face lights up when she sees Tommy's messages. Does anybody believe this whole thing with Tommy is over? Because no. I mean, she and Chantal are so similar. When they are wrapped, and they are wrapped hard and tight around that person's finger. And then they get the person wrapped around their finger with the money and the manipulation. They start out wrapped and then they wrap the person by putting them in a position where they can't get away. But it starts off with the other person getting them all kinds of wrapped. But you guys can see her responses. You think that she's going to feel this feeling of love and infatuation and just let it go just because girl world found out about her? Oh, no. No, it's still going.
My girlfriend just messaged me and I was like, what?
So I think it's pretty clear they weren't in a relationship from Valentine's Day like she claimed, but she was afterwards. And that's why she was bombarding us. However, tragedy would strike. Or would it? It wouldn't.
A lot of you definitely have guessed it. God. I have an easier time admitting when like I fucked something up versus like the person that I was in love with fucking it up. So it's like I just don't even want to like go there, discuss it, talk about it because it's just like a lot.
Amber and Valentine, same person, had broken up. Tragedy, but nobody was buying it. And I don't know if I was buying it at the time. I remember thinking it felt strange. Something felt off, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But something, maybe I'm just being all skeptical now. But something definitely seemed off. And I don't know if it's just because Amber lies all the time.
I've had a lot of people say, just spill the tea, because we don't know Valentine's real name. We know nothing about Valentine. So I think I'm just going to answer some like really hot questions. So a real big one is, how did you guys meet? Did you guys meet in person? So she actually messaged me on Instagram back in September, and we always had like a flirty thing. We always had crushes on each other. And then it wasn't until I would say December, January, where my feelings started to get super deep while hers was already there. It took me a hot minute to get to that point. And then it was February 14th to be exact. She asked to be my girlfriend.
December, January, the feelings started to get super deep.
And hold on a second. I just want to point something out. So I was wondering, like, who messaged who first? Did Amber find Tommy's profile online and reach out first, or did Tommy do it? And she just answered the question. She said that Tommy reached out to her first. So Tommy reached out to her first. Of course she did. Of course she did. At the same time, she was talking to other freaking people. You know, that wasn't by accident.
I don't know if she's just remembering it differently or if it's just a flat out lie, but that's not what was happening.
Next thing you know, you're like, oh, hot damn, I'm in love with this person. And so look, the online getting to know people, talking to people thing is very real. And there's nothing wrong with being online somewhere, having a profile somewhere like Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, and just going into Discord or something, and you're talking to somebody. And maybe you might have a really great vibe with them. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can have online friendships and you can get to know someone through conversation. But then after a certain point, in order to really know what's up, you have to meet them in person. You got to spend some quality time. There's no getting around that. Because you can only find out so much online. But you don't know if there's like a soulmate connection or a deep connection until you spend some face-to-face time with that individual. Because you can have all kinds of good feelings online, but then meet them in person and then feel like you don't like their energy, like something's off with them, like your intuition is saying, don't trust this person. You don't know that until you have an actual meeting and you spend some actual time. But again, Foodie, Amber, they want to fast track everything. I think part of that has to do with the fact that they're both problematic, dysfunctional females, and they want to keep that part hidden until the last possible second. They want to sucker people into relationships with them, and by the time that person figures it out, it's too late. But they deceive and they fatfish and they catfish and they lie about themselves until the truth absolutely has to come out. Well, this time, Amber, I think you have met your match. You have found someone that's as much of a liar and manipulator and attention seeking and clout seeking as you are. And this could be a very deadly combination, ma'am. Actively in love with two people at once.
September, she was already in love. She was in love with it instantly.
Oh, God.
So it wasn't like, oh, months went by. Oh, January next year. Yeah, my feelings increased. She was in love with her in September?
And no, we never met in person, but we...
You're in love, but you haven't met in person. Make that make sense. I am so in love with you, but we've never met. What is this, a Lifetime movie? Oh, we fell in love from afar. And then we meet, there's all kinds of fireworks. This is not a Lifetime movie or a TV show. How can you be in love with someone that you've never met even once?
We would video call every single day. I knew that she loved me a lot, but there was a lot of things that she did lie to me about. Like, I just feel embarrassed to even admit it. So it's like, I don't even want to go there. But let's just say, like, she hurt me pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. And the crazy part about this whole thing is that she was actually moving in with me August 1st.
So what date is it today? Today is the 29th of July. What's in a couple of days? August. So she said that Tommy was scheduled to move in with her in August the 1st. I think that's still going to happen if it hasn't already happened. That did not get changed.
Amber's plan was going to be to move in with this girl that she hadn't met yet. Fine. Classic Amber. Fine. Fill your boots.
So I broke up with her. She knew I deserved better and knew I deserved more. Knew I deserved someone who like didn't lie, cheat, betray, etc., etc. And I know.
And there you go, Amber. You're already getting the warning signs. I mean, maybe you're okay with Tommy being a liar, a cheater, a manipulator, because that's what you are. You know, thieves understand each other. Con men understand each other. Birds of a feather do flock together. So the two of you should be thick as thieves. You'll forgive those things about her because you have those same qualities and assets. But you want a relationship, you want to be loved. And even before this person is all the way moved in, you're finding out they lie, they cheat, they manipulate, they have a girlfriend who has passed away, and they're moving on to the next really, really quickly. And these are all big stop signs, and you're not stopping, you big idiot.
Know that she has her issues and problems and a whole other life. She was literally living two separate lives. Like, I don't want to go into detail because it really is just a lot and it's like heavy. It didn't work out. Like, it just didn't.
And I don't know if she'd made this breakup up so she could start the timeline fresh, or, I mean, she was talking about betrayal and cheating. And I was thinking, oh, well, did Tommy do anything around that time that could be perceived as cheating? Yes. When Amber showed us Tommy for the first time, somebody commented this: I know the person she is seeing.
Oh, there we go. And there's the other person that Tommy was chatting up. Her name is Spanx Beluga, saying, I know the person she is seeing because they were chatting to me a few weeks ago. She goes on to say, I mean, I don't keep up with this kind of drama. I just noticed someone who was hitting on me a few weeks ago now has her on her Snapchat. So I was like, oop, I know. So not only was Tommy reaching out to Spanx Beluga, who is a bigger lady, but hitting on her. It's one thing to talk to somebody in a platonic, friendly way, but talking up someone in a flirtatious way, you're hitting on them, that changes the vibe, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. So a few weeks ago, and Tommy's being a bit of a player, and it got exposed.
Because they were chatting to me a few weeks ago, LMAO. I mean, I don't keep up with this kind of drama. I just noticed someone who was hitting on me a few weeks ago now has her on her Snapchat. So I was like, oop, I know. I thought, oh, well, this is just somebody commenting something on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Schrodinger's cat. It might be true, it might not be. Maybe this Tommy was hitting on this person. Maybe she wasn't. It's just a comment on the internet.
Right.
It can't be proven right or wrong.
Yeah, fair. Because people post stuff all the time. That's a fair way to look at it, sir.
But it was proven right by Amber.
There is this one thing that's floating around of this girl saying how, like, my girlfriend messaged her, weeks ago. It wasn't weeks ago. It was months ago. It was even before me and my...
Talk about open mouth, insert foot. Amber did not have to say anything, and she chose to say something and confirm that message was completely true, that it wasn't a troll. Somebody was telling the truth.
my girlfriend even started talking. And that literally means nothing to me. Like, yes, people have a past. Like, I was in a whole ass relationship before I met this girl. Like, there is a such thing as like flirting and dating around and like trying to find your person. Like, I will never judge her for that.
So Amber said, "Oh, it's true, but it wasn't weeks ago. It was months ago." Now, I don't know if Amber meant to do that. Probably not. But if that's true, what Amber said there, that means that Tommy, instantly after her partner had died, a partner who she loved, instantly within a few weeks, a month, was hitting on other girls online.
Wow. Okay, so let's do a bit of a recap. So Tommy was talking to Amber before the passing of her girlfriend. Then after the girlfriend passed away, she and Amber got into a relationship. But also, directly after the girlfriend passed away, Tommy was hitting up other women. So it would seem that Tommy, at the same time that she's quote unquote pursuing a relationship with Amber, she's also being a player on the side. And this is the person you want to trust with your heart, Amber, that you want to be in a relationship with, this player, this cheater, miss moving on to the next. This is the one you want to be with. Maybe this is your karma for the way you've treated people. I mean, isn't it ironic, from like Alanis Morissette said, isn't it ironic? You know, Chantal's getting part of her karma for the way she treated people with the things going on with her. And you've been a pretty awful person. And maybe karma is just bringing somebody to you that is your match. Not that I wish anything bad to happen to you, but all the warning signs are there. Girl World has spoken. We've shown you stuff if you didn't know, which you probably already did. But now you know, and you can't claim or cry ignorance. But you're an awful person, and you've encountered another awful person. So I guess now the ball's in your court, isn't it?
So either way, if Tommy is Valentine, and it's just been a big lie for months and months and months, and they were waiting for a partner to die.
This is so awful to say. And I can see the pain on your face, Mr. Snowflake. It's like, just the thought of that, it just makes you feel icky. You just want to go take a shower. The thought of one person waiting for another person to pass so they can just be a player, it's a yucky thought. It's gross. It's gross. And what's even more gross is thinking about, not only is the partner of the soon-to-be deceased waiting for that person to pass away, but there's somebody else waiting right beside them, also waiting for that person to pass away. It's just, it'll make you vomit.
Or the other version, where no, she was just talking to Amber for the last month or two, but then she was still hitting on people as soon as her partner died, and got with Amber 2 months after her partner died, something like that.
Yeah, like that's oh God. I can't even begin to tell you how tacky and wrong I think that is. That you have a partner, and under normal circumstances, if say just the relationship is over, depending on the length of the relationship, because I have no idea how long Tommy was with the ex-girlfriend, like the length of their relationship. But generally it's a good idea to take some time and just let the dust settle, you know? Give yourself time to just adjust and shed your tears and cry a little bit and feel a sense of sadness and regret and remorse and mourning. And Tommy just wasn't about that life. He just was busy moving on. Crazy.
So either way, Tommy is gross.
Yeah, thank you.
And so is Amber.
Yeah, that's true.
When I've been watching Karina for the last few months, she's always said that Valentine is real, even when I thought she wasn't and other people thought she wasn't. Karina's always said Valentine is real, but she's just not into Amber, like Amber's making out. And I think that's bang on, because she had this partner, and then when she died, she was free to see Amber. And there's other reasons why I think.
By the way, Amber, here's just something to think about. There are people who are going to be into you, and then there are selfish people that they are strictly there and they're into what you can give them and what you can offer up. There's a difference. There is a definite difference between those who care about you and honestly love you and want to be there with you no matter what. You know, they want to be there for you in sunny weather. They want to be there for you in the stormy weather. They want to be there for you in your ugly moments, but also in your pretty moments. They are into all of you. And then there are those people that are very self-serving and selfish, and they will use whatever means necessary to get what they want out of you. And it feels like Tommy, this ex-girlfriend, like whatever amount of time that Tommy spent around this woman, the feelings did not run that deep because, yeah, she bounced back pretty quickly, didn't she?
I think Tommy and Valentine are the same person.
Why didn't you meet Valentine first before wanting her to move in? Because there was a lot of things that like she was going through, and it would have been actually impossible for her to just like come visit me first.
Going through stuff, impossible to come and visit. Because I think she had a partner. She couldn't just up and leave. She also has a kid. She can't just up and leave. So everything Amber says about Valentine fits with Tommy.
Yep,
as
sure does.
well. Also, Amber uploaded, when was it? Yeah, Amber uploaded the breakup with Valentine video on June the 28th. That's when we saw, oh, they're broken up. July the 4th, she found somebody else.
Are you talking to someone new?
So is it... Talk about immature way of thinking. So you break up with one person and then just days later you're with somebody else. Again, how is that possible? How is that real? How is that real? To go from one person to the next person. You're about as bad as Tommy, Amber.
Yes, I am.
So I'm not sure here. Did Amber say her and Valentine had broken up because she'd been betrayed by Tommy messaging other girls? Or had she just found out the full extent of Tommy's partner who had died? Or did she say they'd broken up because the audience were meant to meet Valentine soon? She said in a video, you guys might get to meet Valentine soon.
When are we going to meet Valentine? I'm hoping soon.
Yeah, so there you go. So that was quite telling. Amber's plan was to have Tommy move in and basically make her into content on her channel. In essence, to do the exact same thing that Foodie Beauty did. Because Foodie Beauty, she latched on to Natter and made Natter into her content. You know, different angle, same idea. But that's what they were working on the whole time, I feel, was bringing her to the house and doing the big reveal and including her with the content and, oh, this is my new partner and blah, blah, blah. But then Girl World, we're nosy beaches. God bless Girl World. We find out stuff. The Kiwi farmers, they found out stuff. And this whole thing just blew wide open. And now Amber's mad because she's like, I worked on this thing for so long and I framed it just the right way. And now the frame is broken. And now I have to fix it. Or I got to find a different frame and doggone it. Girl World, I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for these stupid kids, you know, like Scooby-Doo.
And then I think, oh, well, did Amber and Tommy realize that if we were introduced to Tommy, somebody out there would go, hold on, she was in a relationship not long ago. After Valentine's Day, when apparently Amber had started seeing this other person. So it's just, the whole timeline's a mess. There's a lie somewhere. I think
there's a lot of lies everywhere.
I think they made up the breakup with Valentine. Yep. because they wanted to scrub the timeline in case anybody recognized Tommy and said, nah. It's all a bit of a mess, but I think the breakup was fake, and I think it was just Amber trying to scrub the timeline, start fresh.
But I do plan on drinking sometime soon because I do have someone coming to visit me. And, you know, we might have a buzz ball or 2 or 3 or 4. So I'm actually really excited. I'm not going to lie. Not excited about the buzz balls, but excited about the person coming to visit me.
Her and Valentine break up, and straight away, yes, I'm talking to somebody new. And in that same video, she says that this new person is going to come and visit her. So she'd been trying to get Valentine to meet her for months and months and months. Didn't happen. This new person instantly gonna come and see you. Instantly gonna come from Wisconsin, we found out, to see you. I don't buy it. Like I said, Tommy has a kid, has a job. I think this has been planned for a long time, not just...
Yeah, I mean, there you go. So if Tommy has a job, has a kid, you can't just pick up and leave. You know, because if you have a normal job and you want to take time off from work, you generally have to ask your boss, hey, can I take some time off to go do something? You got to ask for vacation time. And on top of that, there's a child. What about the child? Who's going to take care of the child? There's a lot of factors that go in here. How can you just pick up and leave with that stuff going on?
Oh, yeah, I'm talking to her. Oh, she's coming over. I don't buy it. Amber said she had a full-time job. Or she just started...
And not only that, even if Tommy had a job and was making money, if you go on a trip to go spend time with somebody, y'all know this to be true. If you're going on a trip, what happens? You got to save up money for your plane ticket, for accommodations, for food and all that. That may take some time, depending on the job you have. So you just pick up and go like that. It's like, that looks sus.
And then said to her job, oh, I'm going to take 4 days off, 5 days off to go see my girlfriend. It had been planned for months. Valentine and Tommy, same person.
Even though you guys don't know who Valentine is, I just feel like me as a person, morally, I can't envision myself like sharing this person's like story to you guys. I just can't.
Morally can't share this story. I think that's because...
I think the words Amberlynn, Reid, and morally should never go in the same sentence ever again. With everything that we're finding out about Tommy and Amber and the ex-girlfriend and the fact that these two idiots were in a relationship the day after her death, nobody ever linked the words morally to Amber from this point forward.
She knew Tommy's partner had died. I think that's what she means by morally, I can't share this story. Anyway, Amber and Tommy would meet, and it was magical. But they met, and Alexis was there. Now, Alexis was
Okay, so there's this person, Alexis.
A friend Amber had since the summertime of last year, and Alexis lived in Wisconsin like Tommy did. So I think it's safe to say Tommy and Alexis were friends, both from the same area, both met Amber at the same time. Tommy and Alexis, clearly friends. And I think there's more chance that Alexis, who she'd been talking to since the summer of 2023, had introduced Tommy and Amber back then, rather than in the last month.
Yeah, and that looks sus to me. If you're talking to somebody online that's supposed to be a girlfriend, and she's supposed to care about you even on a friend level, and she's making a point to introducing you to an extreme feeder chick whose girlfriend had just passed away, who was 1,000 pounds, like, that's not your friend. That ain't never going to be your friend.
In all seriousness, I hope I am wrong. It's a theory that seems to fit, but I hope I am wrong. Because if I'm right, and Tommy and Valentine are the same person, that means, well, either both of them, or at least Tommy, was waiting for Tommy's partner to die, so Amber and Tommy could be together. So hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully Amber comes out with proof. And
doubt it. I mean, Amber did her little video where she was mad and saying, you guys don't know the whole story. And I was saying in my react video, Mr. Snowflake, I'm like, okay, so we don't know the whole story. Tell us then. I'll wait. Give us the details. Give us the deets. Give us the receipts. Fill in the blanks. She never will. She's like Foodie. You guys don't know him like I do. You guys don't know the whole story. But yet, when it comes their turn to tell the story and keep it straight, they just can't do it. They just say, like, you guys don't know everything. Well, then tell us how it really is, and then let us decide.
And says I'm dead wrong. Oh, that would be nice. I've learned, though, that if a lol cow can prove you wrong, they will every time, and if they can't, they obviously won't. So it's a bit like Buggy. He was getting really angry. I can't believe people think I'm lying about cancer. Prove it.
Yeah, F that guy too. F Boogie.
No. So if she doesn't prove that Tommy and Valentine aren't the same person, to me, they're the same person. And I think it's more than likely Amber was waiting for a human being to die so she could get this girlfriend she'd been crushing on since September. I know there's the Ask FM post where she says she's basically waiting for...
Okay, so here's the post. Will you and Destiny adopt some pets? She says she has a cat and 3 dogs. She'll be bringing her cat whenever we move in. And she said that I'll be able to get a cat when Gracie, her cat, moves on, because Gracie is iffy around other cats. It sucks, got to be honest, but it'll be okay.
Destiny's cat Gracie to die so she can get a new cat. But this is waiting for a human being to die so she can get a new girlfriend. So hopefully I'm wrong, and I hate that everything's fitting so well. And I don't mind being wrong, but I suspect she's not going to prove that they're different people. Because I think they're the same people. And I think Amber was waiting for a human being to die so she could get a new girlfriend.
And I bet that Amber is going to hear all about this video, Mr. Snowflake, and be punching the air, but all of this is her fault. I mean, she chose to get involved with Tommy, and Tommy chose long ago to be way too public with her flirting and being a player and the feederism. So they're both at fault for all this.
But it was Kiwi Farms who found out all the information about Tommy, and then that got everywhere, and it was big news in girl world. Everybody was talking about it, and they found out that she was a feeder, that her partner died when she was like 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds.
Yep, here's a post. Okay, so here's the post. I don't know who posted this. It says, again, not that I owe anyone anything, but I pride myself on being vigorously honest. So remember when I said I was 1,040 pounds in the hospital? Well, the paperwork for discharge has BMI in lieu of weight, but I am 5 feet 5 inches tall, or 65 inches, and my BMI is 173. If you do the math, that means I weighed 1,039 pounds at the time. Attached is a redacted page from my discharge papers from the hospital, since I'm never going to weigh that ever again, and because Willow and I know my truth, and that's what ultimately counts, believe it or don't. Still, though, I mean, the fact a human is not supposed to weigh 1,000 pounds ever.
Something ridiculous. And Tommy...
Okay, so here's another one. Here's another post saying, thank you for the birthday wishes. It was one of the absolute best birthday weekends I have ever had. And of course, my Willow, which is Tommy, being here was 1,000% why. Of course, we didn't break up, you knuckleheads. Tons of time with family, friends, and unbelievably good food. Willow got me a fantastic, colorful cake. Everything was perfect. So there's Willow. Excuse me. There's the girlfriend in the hospital. She's sick. And here's this freaking idiot, Tommy, bringing her a cake. And the girlfriend was over 1,000 pounds. Does a 1,000-pound person need a birthday cake? No, absolutely not. So, like, this extreme feederism that was going on is sick, Tommy. It is fucking sick. Your girlfriend's in the hospital. She weighs over 1,000 pounds. You're supposed to be a medical professional. You're a nurse. And you're bringing her a fucking cake. Are you serious? Are you serious right now, Tommy? Are you serious?
Was a feeder and was feeding her girlfriend, and there's pictures of her under her belly.
And here's another one. Contrast couple says, I had a Domino's brookie today all to myself among other treats, but that one stands out. Perhaps next time I skip all the other food and just get like 4 of those. My belly was not only super full today, but I was super happy. The only thing missing was my Willow to feed it to me. So this isn't something that happened 2 years ago. This is not something that happened a year ago. This was something that happened recently because the girlfriend recently passed away. So even in the fucking hospital, she was being fed by this woman. She was still being fed. As sick as she was still being fed. And look, I had a talk with a friend of mine, and they did point something out that is absolutely true, that feeder or not, each person has the right and the will to say no. I get that. That at the end of the day, the person involved, the feedee, they have the beginning say so and they got the final say so. You got a feeder in front of you and they give you a birthday cake, they give you a cookie, they give you a brownie. You can always say, screw you, no thank you. Like the girlfriend was not being force fed. But if you're in a relationship like what I'm seeing right here, and there's this fetish going on, and you're in love with somebody, it is a thing that if you're with someone, that emotional persuasion can happen, where you want to make your partner happy, right? You want to make them happy. If they have a particular fetish, to make them happy, to kind of bond with them, you might participate in this fetish to feel closer to them. That's what makes a relationship like this so toxic. And ultimately, this person lost their life. I'm not saying the ex-girlfriend wasn't into the feeder fetish. Clearly she was. But if Tommy actually loved her, seeing her sick, she would have said, you know what? Yeah, I do have this fetish, but I care about you and I love you and I don't like you being sick. I want you to get healthy. Let's just get you let's get you healthy. If you love your partner, you want them to live a long time and you want them to be healthy. And clearly, Tommy didn't give a shit about that. Even in the hospital, even sick, she was feeding her. And after her death, she immediately jumping into a relationship and talking to other women.
Pictures of her sat on a partner's belly, and she was on a feeder website. She was following feeder accounts on Instagram. It's fact that she is a feeder.
Yeah.
And finding all this out, everybody knowing this, caused problems, apparently, for their relationship, Amber and Tommy.
I have to wonder if the problems that arose, it wasn't so much about Tommy having this fetish. It was the fact that everything was so public. And because everything was so public and there was so much evidence and there were so many pictures, it got found out. Like, let's bring Foodie into this for just a second. I think Foodie and Salah, like, they have a business arrangement with each other. And it was decided that, I'll do my thing and then you do your thing. And if you talk to other women, just keep it on the down low. Keep it kind of on the quiet. Because we have this on-camera relationship going on. And if people find out that you're talking to other women, it's going to break apart the arc that I put together. So just keep everything on the down low and the quiet. And then he was messaging Kai Bella. That got exposed. And that kind of broke apart the public image that she was trying to sell to people. So in the case of Amberlynn, Reid, and Tommy, the fact that Tommy was so prolific with the ex-girlfriend, with the feeder stuff, being on feeder sites, everything was out there for the taking. It wasn't just one or two obscure posts. I mean, they were really public with it. And it got found out. Of course it did. So I think it's not the feeder fetish that's ticking Amber off. I think all along she might have wanted somebody in her life that would not give her an issue with eating junk food and gaining weight. She wants someone to be in alignment with that. She's mad about the fact that this person has a fetish. Now everybody knows about it. And if she puts her on her channel, she's going to get hell for it for the rest of her life. So now she's got to figure out a way to reframe everything and not lose her channel and not lose her audience. And that's really that's making her mad.
Really don't even know what to say, but like, you guys don't know the full story at all. And
tell us a story.
And I think that's like the hardest part of this whole thing is like, there is a big part of this story missing, but
and you're telling us that, and yet you're not filling in the blanks. Why not? Because we got the story right and you know it.
I'm never going to sit there and talk about other people's personal things because that's not me, that's not who I am. But because of this, me and now my ex, we're not together anymore. Like, if you guys,
but yet she just look, let's go back. We're gonna see that moment again. Hold on. Okay, let's when she says me and my ex, and then she looks over to the side and points like that's where Tommy is. Like maybe it was like just a like a reflex. Like you're telling a story about your ex is in the room, so your eyes automatically go to that person without even realize that you're doing that. But yeah, you did that. If she were not there, why would you look over at her and point at her?
What to say, but like, you guys don't know the full story at all. And I think that's like the hardest part of this whole thing is like, there is a big part of this story missing, but I'm never going to sit there and talk about other people's personal things because that's not me, that's not.
And you want to know why she's not like giving us the full story? Why she's not giving us the details? Because of the lies, because she has to think of a set of lies that actually works, that girl world will not rip apart to shreds. She hasn't figured out the story that she can tell yet to make it all make sense.
Who I am, but because of this, me and now my ex, we're not together anymore. Like, if you guys knew the full story, you'd be like, oh, wait a minute, but you don't, and you'll never know. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. This has pushed me away.
And you know what? For you having just broken up with Tommy, where are the tears? Where are the tears? I don't see any tears. You and Foodie both, you're both bad actresses. If I broke up with somebody and I really love them, I'd be shedding tear after tear after tear. I would be a mess. I'm ugly crying. My heart is broken. It's in my throat. I can't swallow it down in my stomach. Where are your tears? You're not crying at all, which tells me there was no breakup.
Completely pushed me away. I don't think I'll be the same for a long time. Like, truly a long time, because I had a future planned and I was happy.
Translation, I had a story arc planned. It was in the works. We were working it out. This person was going to move in with me and become my next story arc, and I was going to take the crown from Foodie. And now everything is effed up because things got found out way too early.
And I was so happy.
Aw, poor baby. You know what? You can still be happy. You and Tommy can both go on OnlyFans or Patreon or something and do this crap if you want to. Because I'm telling you what, I am so fucking sick of people getting on YouTube and bringing that adult fetish shit. It does not belong here. Do you understand, Amber? Do you understand, Foodie? This shit does not belong here. There's a reason why adult fetish things are on adult forums. The right things for the right places. If you're doing fetish content, you put it where it belongs. You don't bring it onto YouTube and put it in front of the general public and make your content where it's not age restricted. You want to get involved with a feeder, Amber? That's your choice, ma'am. Nobody can stop you. All we're doing over here is saying we found all this stuff out and we're just warning you about this person's past. And if you want to continue to carry on with this individual and something happens, you will not be able to say, nobody said anything. Nobody warned me. We did. Even though you don't deserve the warning, we still did. But you and Foodie really need to knock it the fuck off. She's over on her channel doing the feeder content with the mukbangs, doing the baby talk and doing the adult baby thing, catering to the feeders. And here you are involving yourself with a feeder. And quite frankly, you're both fucking disgusting. Take that shit off YouTube, both of you. Go to Patreon, go to OnlyFans, take it somewhere else. Advertise being there. The general public does not come on YouTube looking for adult fetish content. There are people on YouTube that are under the age of 18. They don't need to see it. They don't need to be involved with it. They don't need to be exposed to it. Because even when it comes to spectators, when it comes to fetish scenes or fetish content, even those who are spectators have the right to be informed of what they're looking at. And therefore they can give consent and watch or not consent and walk away. But you and fucking Foodie trying to sneak that shit onto YouTube? Nah, take it off. Go somewhere else with that shit. If you both want to do the feeder thing, take it elsewhere. There's forums for it. There's websites for it. There's fucking Reddit for it. Go find something else. I'm so sick of this shit. It's so disgusting. Like, there's a time and a place for everything, and YouTube is not the place for fetish stuff. It's not fair to the general public to be exposed to things they did not ask for and they did not sign up for. Fuck both of you. You both suck.
And so loved. And now we aren't together anymore.
I don't think they broke up. I think she was pulling another wifey when she was pretending that they'd broken up. Oh, and I didn't buy it anyway. I didn't buy that they'd broken up anywhere. But then when I was doing a live stream, I noticed this.
Me and now my ex, we're not together anymore.
And by the way, Tommy, I don't know if Amber has any plans of bringing you into Girl World and making you part of her content. She probably will. But as I said, you can't sit with us. We will never accept you. And as long as you are part of YouTube and you're on her channel, everybody's going to give you hell, and we're not going to stop. You're going to be the new scat man, you hear? Oh, we're going to give you hell. Watch and see.
Did she just point? I didn't notice this when I was filming. Watch. Did you see a motion towards the left? Watch.
This. Me and now my ex.
Did you just point over to her ex? She looked at her and then did that. Didn't she?
Me and now my ex. We're not.
It's not like she's just going, because when I'm thinking a lot of the time, I'm looking away, but I'm just trying to think of something to say, so I'm like that. But she's actually looking at a person.
Now, I think that Tommy might already be there.
So I don't think they've broken up. I mean, what are the chances Amber announces she's in a relationship the day Tommy's partner dies?
Yeah, that's icky.
Oh, well, I guess 365 to 1. I guess those are the odds. Which it's too much of a coincidence. It's too much of a coincidence. And we might never get the true story about Valentine and Tommy, because Amber just lies for fun or contradicts herself all the time.
But yeah, definitely not moving fast. Props to me for doing that. Like, this girly pop taking it slow. I know it's like really soon and sudden. Like, I understand that. But timelines are not a thing. And you guys know that with me. Like, you can know someone for years and years and not feel super close to them, and then know someone for like a couple days and instantly feel like a super strong connection.
Amber can put all this to rest, all the theories everybody's got, the theories I've got. She can put it all to rest and prove us all wrong. Oh, I don't think she will, though.
No.
If Amber hadn't lied for 11 years I don't think there would be all these theories. I think it would just be accepted as fact that Valentine and Tommy are two different people, and one relationship ended and then she met. The problem is Amber's just lied.
Yeah.
Whoa, thousands of times.
Yeah, when you deal with somebody who lies and lies and lies, you question and you investigate everything they say from that point on.
So now, no matter what she says, it's going to be met with,
Yeah.
nah, don't believe you. Don't
Right.
buy it. And she can be angry at her audience every time they don't believe her, but she's the one who's caused this.
Yep.
I lied so hard, you guys. You wouldn't even believe it.
If Valentine and Tommy are two different people, and Amber is genuinely upset that people have found stuff out about Tommy, Amber, when you get another girlfriend, don't post anything about her. Don't. I know you're desperate to show people that you loved, but just don't do it. Don't do it. She'll do it.
She will.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this video kept you company. I'm sure more about all this will come out in the next few months.
Yeah, it sure will. I mean, I'm sure Amber will be very eager to show Tommy off. Like she's mad right now and she's frustrated that she's probably like, doggone it, I was going to paint this picture of a loving relationship and this person worships me and blah, blah, blah. And now everybody knows Tommy's a feeder. So what to do now? Well, that's your road to hoe. Have fun with that. But you can't say that nobody warned you, Amber. If this is what you want, it's what you want. But I think the two of you are disgusting. If you guys were waiting for the ex-girlfriend to pass so the two of you could be publicly together, Tommy, you're a disgusting individual. If this wasn't YouTube and there weren't a terms of service, I'd be saying a lot more to you and about you. But I got to watch my mouth. But you guys get an idea of how I feel about Tommy. You already know. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this react video. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. And please check out Mr. Snowflake. The link for the original video is down below if you don't already know about his channel. And thank you, Mr. Snowflake, for putting this video together. You put everything into a very wonderful timeline for people to understand. Always a great job. So thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.